Hello and welcome. I am Laura Radnicki of lauraradnicki.com, a craft site with fast, fun, and easy craft tutorials. And the best part is there's no perfection required here. So we are working our way through the 30 days of Ornaments project, and today is day 24. So we're getting in the home stretch. We've made a lot of really cool things. I've had so much fun, and I've loved having you guys join me for this project. So today's ornament is a Scrabble tile name ornament, or a Scrabble tile ornament. You can really say whatever you want, but I'm going to use it to spell out our last name for our tree. So our last name is Radnicki. So maybe you guys didn't know how to pronounce it, but it's Radnicki. So the emphasis is on the rad. I've heard all different variations of it, but Radnicki, that's how you say it. So I'm going to make our ornament say our last name for our family Christmas tree. So our supplies here, I have Scrabble tiles that are in the letters that I need. I'm going to use a piece of burlap ribbon that has wires on the side, and that is going to be my backing for my ornament. Then I have a piece of twine for my hanging string. And I'm also going to experiment. I'm not sure if I'm going to put this on or not, but I have another piece of twine that I'm going to put as a bow just on the top or maybe the bottom, just to add a little extra interest to the ornament. But I'm going to see before I decide if I'm going to glue that. And then scissors and a glue gun. So the beauty of this is you can you could say, snow or Noel or whatever, like whatever word you want to do. Or I also am probably going to make some that have my kids' names on them for the tree also. But I like also the idea of doing our last name. I think that's just kind of a sentimental, sweet, neat ornament to make for our tree. So we are going to get started here. What I did first was I laid out the Scrabble tiles in our last name so that I could determine how much ribbon I needed. So I want it to be just slightly taller than the Scrabble tiles, and I'm going to put the Scrabble tiles touching, just like here you can see in the video. There's no gaps between them, and I'm not going to put any gaps. So my ribbon is about maybe a half an inch or so taller on the top and the bottom. And so I cut it a little bit even bigger than that, and then I just folded the ends back. And that's where this wire ribbon helps. I like it because you can kind of pinch it and it'll help keep it back. But I'm going to put a little glue there to just glue the top and the bottom also. But that's how I determined the sizing. I want my finished ornament to have maybe a half or a quarter of an inch or half an inch above and below the letters, as well as there's going to be a gap on the side. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to just put a little hot glue, and I'm going to use a pipe cleaner here so I don't burn my fingers, but I'm just going to bend this around and get the top secured as well as the bottom. This is just getting our ribbon ready for the letters. And if you've been following along with this series, this ribbon is the same, well, it's actually not the same, but it's similar ribbon that I used for the cork angel's wings, as well as the burlap rosette ornament. So I could absolutely use this type for the burlap rosette ornament too. I think it would look wonderful, but I used a slightly different version. The one that I used for that, I think I had maybe from the dollar store. This is not from the dollar store. This is from maybe Joann Fabrics or Amazon or something like that. But okay, so I have the top and the bottom secured. Now I'm just going to place my letters right down the center, get them in place, and then I'm going to glue them one by one. So I'm going to do it so that the gap that is there on either side is also the same pretty much as the top and the bottom. So that it's basically like these letters have a frame of burlap all the way around. Okay, so I think I have them lined up pretty well. So then I'm just going to start taking my letters, putting a little bit of glue on the back, and gluing them down. And once you get your first one in place, then you can use that as the marker or the guide for all the rest of them. Now let's make sure I spelled my name right. Oh, and I glued it to the table a little bit, guys. Because apparently when you push it on, it comes out the back of the burlap. That's all right. Okay. So yes, I spelled my name right. So here we go. We have all of the letters here. Now the next and final step possibly is to just attach our hanging string. So I am going to knot my string, my twine, about an inch or so from the top. Then I'm going to add a little bit of glue to the back, the top back here. And then I'm going to place the loop part of my twine in there. Let's see how it looks. Okay, so if I wanted to, I could be done here. But I'm going to experiment. You know, I kind of like it even just like that. I might end up just leaving it. But I just took another piece of twine and just tied a little bow here. And so I'm going to see what it looks like if that is maybe at the top. You know, guys, I think I'm not going to do it. I think I like the simplicity of it. So I am going to call this one done. This is our Scrabble tile name ornament. And so in this case, it's our last name, but you could do the first names of your kids. You could do words that describe the holiday, whatever you want, you could do. But I just think it's really kind of sweet and sentimental to have our last name like this on our Christmas tree. So this is number 24 in our 30 Days of Ornaments challenge. So I invite you guys to go and check out the Mama Makers Club. It's a free craft community on our site. And when you join that, you get access to our free resource library. And the resource library is full of printable patterns for the crafts on the site and downloadable checklists to help you do the projects faster and easier, and all kinds of resources just to inspire you and to help you make more crafts, because that's why we're here. So I'd love for you to check that out. That is lauraradnicki.com/library, and you can read more about it, see if it sounds like something you might be interested in, and if so, I would love to have you. So that is all I have for today. We have a handful of more ornaments in the 30 Days of Ornaments challenge. I hope you'll join us again for the next one, and I will see you then.